All right.
All right,
We're on.
we're live. No, we're
We're
not
not
live.
live.
No,
No,
we're
I
not.
was like, dude, trigger words, man. We're not live.
We're recording.
We're recording. There you go.
There we go. Absolutely. So, hey, welcome back to the Countdown 2 podcast. I am your co-host Drew.
And I'm Leighton, and we're brothers.
We are brothers.
And
Yes, we are.
yes, we are. And yeah, the Countdown 2 podcast, just real quick, it's a simple yet effective way that my brother and I could change our lives. We find a goal or a dream we want to accomplish and reverse engineer the steps we need to take to get there. In our journey, we found that mindset, community, and discipline are the foundational pillars to earning success. So we invite you to find your countdown and let us join your journey, and let's accomplish this together. It's never too late. And today is special. We have our very first guest episode.
It's gonna be awesome. So, let me introduce James Stone to you. James and I, we go back to 2023. As
sir.
you can see from his background there was a Mountain Ops, big old fatty Mountain Ops check in his background. We met when we both entered that competition. Spoiler alert, James won. Spoiler alert, I did not win. So no check for last place, or I don't know. But James, it's an honor to have you here. We're excited about it. We love your heart, your mission, and just want to jump right into this.
Cool. I'm super excited to be here, man. I kind of feel like I'm on Joe Rogan right now. It's crazy.
Oh man, that's too high of praise, man. We need to tame that down on our end.
Hey, I think a lot more about you guys than I do Joe Rogan. Just put that out there.
Hey, thanks, bro.
Shucks. Hey, real quick before we get into the meat of things, and we can go, as deep, as long, as far as you want to go. But real quick, I'm always curious in this realm of working out, getting fit and stuff like that. I'm curious of other people's workout setup. So is it like a home gym, garage, backyard? What is it for you?
It's everything. Whenever I first started, I was doing chin-ups off my porch and flipping a tractor tire. And then as I progressed, I started picking up stuff off Facebook, and I got a pretty cool little whole setup of a gym at the house right now. In the back, we have kind of like a theater room, and I put mat floors down and everything, and it's got to do with everything.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I still use the outside stuff too, though. That's lifting weights and all that gets a little monotonous, so I like to switch it up, go outside, still throw that tire around.
Nice, yeah. See, that's why I love CrossFit, because it's like it's
Yes.
different every day.
I do a lot of CrossFit movements.
Nice, yeah. So besides health, is there another reason you train? Like we train to make mountain biking better. Is there a sport or activity you train to be better at, or?
No, not really. Just general fitness. Just trying to be as healthy and as I can as you get older. Drew knows this. I'm 44 years old. Stuff hurts more, and it's harder to do things. And so I'm like, man, I don't want to be 55, 60 years old crippled. So that's my main thing.
Word. Hey, that's enough. That's perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and back in 2023, you had quite a transition from that. You have an amazing story, and as all amazing stories go, you had a lot to overcome. Tell us where you were at, if you would. And again, you can go as deep as you want, or just wherever your heart is at. Kind of what we want to do is kind of paint a picture for our listeners that may be on the cusp of making transition, but hey, I'm too far along, or too far gone, or too far, whatever the case may be. So,
okay. Well, number one, you're never too far gone. Trust me with that. But at the time, whenever I found the Mountain Ops competition, man, I was heavy into it. Have been for past 25 years, honestly. I was coming home every single night, and what I said in those interviews wasn't a joke. I mean, I was going through a fifth of vodka and a 6-pack of beer a night, and then whatever I could get my hands on. Honestly, I mean, I was taking pills, and I mean the whole gamut. So that's where I was at whenever it started. I was down pretty low, man, and had been for a while.
Yeah, I get that. I can relate with you because I had years of drinking every day, like bottles, and it was just like trying to fill a void, like
Right.
that wasn't quite there. Can you walk us through your turning point in making that change from that? I always call it like an aha moment because I've tried changing for a long time, and then it was just like finally what clicked to that worked this time to change.
Right. Well, I mean, it was kind of like I said, it was kind of weird. I wasn't obviously looking at anything fitness related or anything like that. I was just like, I was listening to some Robert Earl Keen or something and just drinking, taking shots at the table. And that logo popped up. I clicked on it and then it went straight to the competition. I was just kind of like, hey, why not? $30,000, man. That's what got me, honestly, was $30,000, man. We're broke. I can use that. And all I got to do is bust my butt. Let's go. So I man, like I said, I told my wife I was gonna win it, and man, I don't know. It was weird at that second. I meant it when I told her that. I mean, and of course I told her I was gonna quit the drinking and all that stuff, and that was I don't think that one was taken very truthfully, but I'd said it, a million times before. But that was actually the turning point, dude. And then that I was still drunk. I was drunk, and after I had signed up for the competition, man, I prayed to God and I said, man, if you give me the strength to do this, then I'll give you my heart forever, like my whole heart. That I owe you that anyway. I'll give it to you for whatever you want me to do. I'll do whatever you want me to do. And man, I put that bottle up. I set it right there. It stayed there throughout the whole competition. I set it out where I could see it. I went to bed that night, set my alarm for 5 o'clock in the morning, got up, hung over, and hit the treadmill, man. And
Nice, sweat it out.
sweated it out, man. I mean, I was pretty good with hangovers. I've been doing it
Yeah.
because I was a veteran, but it was rough. But that kind of was the turning point. That started off about the money and quickly became the life change, something else.
Yeah,
Nice.
absolutely. It's crazy
Now-
what liquid encouragement can get us to do, like joining a
100%.
giant competition.
100%.
Yeah, mix liquid with 30K and bam, you're good.
Yeah,
Hey.
not too sure I would have signed up if I wasn't drunk.
There's that. You mentioned your prayer to God at the time where you were just like, if this is, your will, give me some help here. What was your relationship with him, or how was it before this? I mean, that almost sounds like not a desperate prayer, but just like, this
Right.
is where I'm at. I need that extra help.
Well, and I guess a bunch of people would know this, but I had prayed that prayer a million times, but in my heart, I didn't mean it.
Yeah.
I did not ever really truly want to stop. I mean, it was kind of one of those deals where I would like to stop. I'm a screw up. I mean, my boys see me like this. My wife's been with me. I mean, ever since the first date. I mean, that's what it was about. So it and my relationship with him, of course, obviously had been strained. I grew up in a Christian household, and but I just always had that, always had that in me, and started young with that. And so it wasn't, we'd go to church on the holiday. It was that, going to church on the holidays and stuff, but I wasn't living for him at all, man. I was all the way out there. So it wasn't very good at that moment. And that's how awesome God is he still answered that prayer,
Yeah, no, absolutely.
He heard you, and he heard you, and he knew you were ready. Like
He knew my
meant it.
heart,
Yeah,
And he threw $30,000 down on the table. That's almost like you got paid.
Dude, that was the cherry on top,
We're gonna pay you to quit. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
No, I do love that, and I'm camping here on this side of transition a little bit because I mean, you touch on things like God, will hear your cries, but until you're truly ready, there's many things I've prayed over and over. Take this, help me with this, blah blah blah, but He knows my heart, and
Right.
until you're truly ready is when it's like, all right, now let's get down to business, and that sounds like exactly where you were at, and I mean, if I may, and you can yes or no or go deeper than this, but if I may, you had more, history with different things than just alcohol to
Oh
have
yeah.
to overcome. Am I correct in saying so?
Oh yeah. It was. I had, the alcohol is a thing people know about, but I had a really bad pill addiction for 15 years. I mean, morphine. And it probably going to get into a little the deeper stuff, but I mean, at one point, man, I was robbing people and kicked in doors to get it, and a little bit of everything. So
Hmm.
there was, and I had developed a really bad anger problem from the time I was little, whenever I was younger, to deal with how sensitive I was, and so I had to overcome that. I honestly still overcoming that.
Sure.
That's a really hard one for me. I get wound up still really quick. So there was a lot more than just alcohol on top of being 40 pounds overweight,
Yeah.
so it was definitely a life change. I mean, it
Hmm.
wasn't just a weight loss. It wasn't, I didn't win a competition, man. My life was flipped
Yeah.
completely. So
Yeah. And that's what I wanted to get at, because I feel like too many times people are just like, hey, my life was this. I was running and gunning, and then magically, or
right.
whatever, all of a sudden it just flipped. And I mean, not that God can't do that, but in my experience, it's like, no, this is a journey so that it sticks,
Yes,
so
sir.
that it continues on. And knowing your journey, the bit I've been, honored to know, you've grinded,
Oh yeah.
so
And whenever you pray that prayer, you got to remember this, and this is what I believe is God's really only going to give you what you're willing to fight for.
Mm,
He don't want anybody to half butt anything. He wants you to fight for it, and he'll give it to you if you fight for it.
yeah,
So that's the way you got to go. You just got to bear, like my papa said, and you just got to get bulldog mean and bear down and just freaking get to it, and then he'll give it to you.
yeah.
But you got to fight. He wants to see that fight.
It's really cool, amazing, really, that 30 grand, that's life changing in this day and age. But like, that's for you just the cherry on top. Like
Right?
you're
Yeah,
like, cool. You're just like, cool. I got that. That's awesome. But
100.
over
percent
here is like alive now. You're living now. You're not
Happy.
you're happy. You don't have the vice of I used to wake up and just like, even when I was getting through drinking, I'd be like, oh, when am I gonna drink tonight? When I'd wake up, and
Yeah.
I hated that. I'm like, I don't want to deal with this for the rest of my life. And I ended up asking God to like, please take this away from me, and He
Yeah.
did. And it's a struggle. So amazing. Like I love hearing that from you, that change. So
Thank you. Yeah, it was pretty heavy. It was definitely took a lot of getting used to. And still when I go places and don't drink, because that's what I was known for. I mean, it's still when I go to places and I show up and I might have like a non-alcoholic athletic brewing beer or something, and they're just laughing like, really, bro? But then I've had them come out and be like, that's the most amazing thing I've ever seen, man.
Mm.
Knowing from you back whenever I knew you and the things you were doing and what I've seen you do to this right now and what you've done and taught, and that's what it was about. That's what I wanted. Like I said, the money was cherry on top, but man, whenever you get that from somebody, like you helped me quit drinking or you helped me get closer to God, dude, that's you can take that money back and give me that every day.
yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
Well, I definitely feel like the money was kind of the and correct me if I'm wrong, but the money was kind of like the, oh, that's tangible, I could see it.
yes,
Like we try to encourage people like, hey, if you want a goal to get to, like put a picture up, or put like
right.
whatever it is that's going to drive you to change, but you still have to do the hard work. You still have to
Oh
do
yeah,
the grinding in and out. You could wish it all you want, but yeah, it's not going to
and
happen without hard work.
no, and man, I knew a week into it, and when like I said, when I told her I was going to win, I really meant it, and I knew a week into it, it wasn't about the money no more.
Hmm.
I mean, I had waking up, and honestly, like I said, over 25 years of doing that, I can. It's so embarrassing, but there might have been 100 days in 25 years that I was completely sober
Mm.
in 25 years. So that first week, man, it was like the fourth, fifth, 6 days. It was kind of like seeing the world different. seeing my family different, feeling things different. Like it was amazing, man. And like I said, a weekend, I was kind of like, man, I'm gonna still win that money, but I mean, that's not it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like too when you've been like that for so long, it's scary to feel the world, to not be numb to it. But then once you start like feeling the good side of it,
Oh
because
yeah,
maybe in the past all we felt and all we can remember is the pain. Um, then you're like, oh, I want to feel this. I want to
yeah,
feel how my partner's feeling, or kids, or be able to face something head on. Yeah.
100%, 100%, man.
Yeah. No, awesome. Yeah, and you had to win that check. Back to that, you had to do it for 6 months, like
Yeah,
to grind for 6 months. I mean,
yes,
actually, Mountain Ops has shortened their competitions to 3 months, and 3 months is hard to stay consistent and
right,
grinding. You knocked out 6 months, so that's a lot of rewiring the brain, and
dude.
yeah,
And I mean, it was 6 months of started out. It did start out twice a day, but then like it didn't take long, man. I was getting up at 5. I was doing cardio and then lifting. And then on my lunch break at work, I was doing CrossFit style workouts, like in the back of the pasture behind a bunch of bulldozers, And then whenever I got home, I would lift and I'd run again. And that was 6 days a week for that whole time. So
dang,
it's not sustainable because now, I mean, it's nothing like that. But I just knew what I had to do to get to that point. And
yeah.
like I said, I just fought, man. I just wanted it and I fought. God gave me the strength to do it. So
Well, and yeah, with that schedule, you're building, you're grinding, you're trying to get yourself to a certain your body to be at performance level, and then now you're maintaining. And then
right.
also you have time to be able to, like, once you've fixed your engine, you can work on other things. You can work on your family, you can work on community, whichever. So yeah,
And
that's hard work.
I'm not, I mean, and I'm not gonna lie, I still the same way is I have to have it because that takes up that idle time.
Yep.
I still can't have idle time because that my head's like that anyway. I mean, I might, it don't have to be alcohol, man. I might just get up and go walk to Oklahoma or some craziness like that. Like I just, and so I have to, like, my wife will tell you, like, I have to be wore out whenever it's time to go to bed. I have to
Yeah.
wear myself completely out or I won't sleep. I'll be a wreck. So, that it actually was a godsend. And then, I mean, I still go pretty hard, but I have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, hey, during this episode, if you need to go pump some iron real quick, knock
I'm
one or two
good.
out, we'll join you in
I'm
our
sure.
virtual worlds, kind of thing. So,
No, I got a
um,
little foot treadmill under here. I'm going on right now. So,
there
Oh
we
yeah.
there we go. I love it. I love it. Um, I was gonna touch on discipline now. This side of it, actually, Leighton brought this up, and I'll let him ask the question. But this this side of it, uh, how are you continuing to maintain yourself? 2023, summer 2023, that was when the competition in. Between now and then, what's a routine for you like?
um, I'll run. I'll average about 4 miles a day, Monday through Friday running, and then on the weekends I'll do a long run. I'm completely off on Sundays. Like that's God's and family day.
Yeah.
Completely off. But I usually run 4 to 5 miles every day, Monday through Friday. Saturday's a longer day, 10 to 20, and then I'll lift. I actually lowered it down to lifting about 3 times a week, and that's a mixture of everything. Like I like CrossFit stuff. It just makes you feel good, man. And I lift a little bit, but I do a lot of calisthenics as well. So
Mm,
Hmm.
yeah, body
calisthenics
weight
is great.
stuff. I'm really into body weight stuff. And again, some of that has to do with the fact that I'm 44. Man, I got metal throughout my body. I've broken my everything. So the weights are a little harder nowadays.
It's all that bull riding, bro.
But man, board riding, fighting, you name it.
Uh, that's great. What does your discipline look like? Because like we talk about a lot about the difference between motivation and discipline, and like how motivation eventually wears off, so
Yes.
it you know ends up becoming a discipline. What I don't know, like what's your get up
Man, I concentrate on consistency
Mhm.
more than anything. Consistency. As long as I'm doing what I know I'm supposed to be doing throughout the week, then I'm fine. I mean, motivation is that's one thing that's thrown around, and there's millions of videos. But man, I don't know. Honestly don't know how many times I wake up and I'm like, man, I can't wait to kick my butt in the gym today.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and if
Yep.
you are, you're not going hard enough, brother.
Mhm.
If you're looking forward to going to the gym, man, I don't know, you might want to step it up. But but consistency. I have to keep that consistency again, because obviously now I know how I feel when I have it and whenever I don't, whenever I'm not doing those things I'm supposed to be doing. So that in itself, I mean, I guess you would say is a little motivation, but it's more about consistency for me. I just have to.
You-
I don't go, man, I need to run, or should I go run? I say, well, just shut up and go run. Like,
Yeah.
just get it over with. Like,
Mhm.
you need to do it. What else are you gonna do? You gonna
Yeah.
sit around? I mean, just get it done. So consistency is more important than anything to me.
Cool. Yeah, I like to call it like just you shut off your brain
Yeah,
because that's what's going to tell you no, and then you just stand up and go do what you
just
do
go.
every day.
And once you start, that it's gonna be easy. It's just starting. So just
Yeah.
don't. Once you start playing the mind games with yourself, man, just get up. Just get up and start, and then it's gonna be, oh, okay, here we go.
Yeah. By the way, I love that you touched on doing body work and just throwing stuff around, throwing tires around, because so many people think they have to spend 10 grand on a home gym if they want to do
No
stuff
way.
at home. Or it's like, dude, your body weighs, something. Move around.
Yeah, and if you do it right, I mean, them jailhouse workouts work, son. I mean, if you do them right, if you do them like they do them, then they work. You don't need a whole bunch of weights. I promise you. It's
Yeah.
about volume. So you really don't. Like I said, when I started, I had 2 dumbbells that were like 20 years old. They were all rusted up, and then I was doing chin-ups on my porch, and I found a tractor tire on the side of the road on my way home from work, and I threw it in the back of the truck.
I love that.
And then you add a sledgehammer into that and pulling
Mhm.
some weights with an old saw rope. I mean, you're good to go.
Hmm.
I mean, those things help, but weights help, but you don't have to have them. Trust me.
Yeah.
I saw a donut, a spare car tire on the side of the road. I think I'm going to start with that. Yeah, I'll move my way up. I don't want to strain
Hey.
anything.
Whatever you got to do, man, get started.
Well, hey, on that note, real quick question for you. If you had somebody come up to you and be like, bro, like I know a little of your story, or you're jacked. I see that you're jacked and have had put in a lot of hard work. If they asked you, how would one get started, or even if they have started, and our focus on the podcast here is for people that are starting later on in life.
Right.
If they're like, I'm about ready to give up, what would your advice be?
Well, obviously, my advice would be don't, because there's I mean, there's different. Some people are easy gainers, some people are hard gainers, and then but you have to remember, everybody's body is different, and everybody's body reacts different to stimulus and everything else. You might not. Some people might see results in 2 weeks. Some people, it might take 2 months, but you're going to see them. It's scientific. I mean, you work hard enough, you're going to see the results, and they're going to come. And once you start seeing them results, man, then it's a snowball, and then it starts kicking. So there is light out there, man. You just got to go to that tunnel to get it. And you're going to get there. You just have to keep going. I mean,
Yeah. Well, I liken to what Leighton was saying about turning off your brain and just get out of your own head and just do it. Leighton, on that note, when do you turn your brain back on?
Never.
I'm sorry, I had to jab a little bit.
No, you're fine.
Leighton, any other questions on the past or his transition before we move on to future?
No, I think you touched up on. Well, I actually really liked what you said about some people results come in later, and I feel like myself, okay, Drew, yeah, I wasn't gonna call you out, but it doesn't. Our family, it doesn't. Results don't come immediately, and it got discouraging for a long time.
Yes.
Like, it was really hard, and then, but there are even times where like it's like I don't look great, but I feel great. Like,
right.
or
And that's huge.
Yeah, and or I'd outperform people who looked great because their mind was so weak,
Right.
and they couldn't push ahead like at Tough Mudders and stuff. They would just look at something and be like, "I can't do that," and I'm like, "Let's do
Let's
this,
go.
let's
Yeah.
go," and that's a big difference. So anyway, wanted to
Well,
touch
and
on
you
that.
also have to, people also had to remember that you are really close to it. You're looking at yourself every single day and you're in the mirror and you're checking
Mhm.
yourself out, but other people see it.
Yeah,
So you might not see it, but I'll promise you other people are seeing it.
yeah, yeah. I actually remember there was one time, my birthday like 2 years ago, someone took a video. They threw a birthday thing at me at our gym, and I looked and I was like, "Whoa, my shoulder!" The video was like, "My
Yes.
shoulders are coming through." Like, wow, this is crazy.
And then it's like, and then it's on. Then you
Yeah.
double down, you know,
Yeah, and
just
then
get to that point.
the 6 months later, Murph came up and I saw me and I was like, "Whoa, I
Yes.
look like a CrossFitter. I'm starting to feel so sweet." And it helps. It's not everything. Look, we've always said that looks is like it's a cherry on top. You know, it's just like, oh,
Right.
cool, I look better. But
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, on that note, I'm blanking. I had something. It was good too. It was a good thing.
Oh,
But
of course.
yeah,
we'll
Turn your
credit
brain
you.
on.
dang
Turn
it.
your brain on.
I was still in brain off mode. I mean, shoot, that's the way it goes. No, I can understand what you guys are saying about, like, once you turn this corner, it builds that momentum, builds that drive and stuff like that. I feel like for myself, like, I keep on working on myself, progressing, but then I get setback after setback, and usually it's just like I've got bad knees, I've got a bad hip, I've got bad, arms or what, elbows and stuff like that. But and it's easy to get discouraged,
Yeah.
for sure. But I like what you guys are saying, like, look at from somebody else's point of view. And one thing I have noticed, out of all the energy or the things that I'm having to do, like, it's like, oh, I've got actual energy for my son. He's 8 years old and he
100%.
wants to run around and wrestle and all that stuff like that. And so when I look at that, it's like I wasn't able to do that 3 years ago. I couldn't
Right.
keep up with him. And so it's like looking at the small things like that, which isn't small when I talked about my son.
Right.
And so yeah, that's definitely a motivation to keep going for sure.
No, same here, man. I got an 8-year-old and it was the same thing. I mean, what I'd done, I'd come home and I'd mess around, play with him for a little bit, but then I'd go straight to drinking, so
Yeah.
that took up most of my time. So now I come home and I can hang out with him, I can wear him out. So it's a good feeling.
Dude,
Yeah.
I love that actually. So I don't have kids of my own, but my girlfriend has 2 kids who I kind of, look at as my own and protect them. But a 3 and a 6-year-old, and we had our first like big beach day yesterday. Now that it's warming up, and I mean it was like 6 hours of just like in the water with them, throwing them off logs, catching them as they're jumping into me.
Yes.
And, I'm 2 weeks off of surgery, and so I'm like still able to do this.
Right.
But the whole time I'm like, this is why I want to keep training, so I
Yes.
can do this with them for always. Like, it's
Yeah.
such a motivator.
Mhm.
And then you look around, you
Yeah.
see the other dads sitting there drinking beer and their kids are playing. Like, yep.
Or even just
Yeah.
like
Or
being on their
everybody's on their
phones,
phones,
dude.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're on their
Yes.
phone. I'm like, go play with your freaking kid, man. Like,
Yep. That's
Yeah.
all they want.
yeah, that's all they want.
One thing that Leighton and I have shared together was this quote, and I can't source it, but it's hey, would you die for your kid? Great. How about you live for him? How about you get in shape? How about you mirror,
Love that.
health and wellness and all that stuff like that? It's easy to die for somebody, quote unquote,
Yes.
but not easy to live for them, and this is exactly what they need, kind of thing. And so we try to embody that. And
Yeah. Just being around ain't enough. Like, you need to be active in their life, man.
Yeah.
yeah,
You can't do that.
while you can. Like, I also
Yeah.
read
Yeah.
something else the other day that was just like, you've got maybe 12 years with your kid before they're just like, I'm gone. I'm in
Yep.
sports. I'm in, all these other things that take them away from your
Yeah.
influence ability, so to speak. So
Yeah. Why they still want to hang out with you.
Yeah.
Because like I got a 17-year-old that wants nothing to do with me now, but I still have an 8-year-old that's still all over me. So I'm just enjoying it and relishing it so much, man.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's what life is about, really.
100%.
And it's so
Okay,
easy
so
too. Well, sorry, real quick. Also, while doing the whole beach thing yesterday, I was in zone 2 for like 4 hours, like, and so I got like I burned like 1,500 calories. It's great, like
Yes.
win-win.
Yes.
yeah, I was actually at the beach yesterday and came across a beach whale.
Oh, wow.
And
It's
how
like,
this relates to the podcast? Absolutely nothing.
I don't know, but it's awesome.
It's a cool story. Yeah,
Freaking awesome.
we're proud of you, Drew. You did good too,
Yeah, I
man.
mean, yeah, and hey, well, I mean, hey, I wasn't that beach whale, so I mean, that was a good.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might smell the same, but anyways, so James, my man, getting to know you over these last several years, you're not just like, hey, I've transitioned, I changed, I put in the hard work, all this stuff like that, and life's good, and I'm um, living for myself. You're very much a man who is on mission now to help as
Yes.
many people as you can, and I love that heart of you. I mean, you look at you coming down an alley, you probably be like, oh my
Right.
gosh, I'm scared to death, right?
Yeah.
But knowing your heart, you're
Mm.
actually the only person I'd want to be in that alley with, because you're such a giver, such
That's awesome.
a blessing, and like I just can't wait to hang out with you.
I know.
So with your heart of and your mission, what's next? I mean, and it could be like, hey, I'd like to do this, but nothing's in place, or I'm kind of moving this way, or it could be a whole bunch of things. Like, lay it down if you want.
Okay. Man, my number one thing is like you said, is dude, I just want to help men be happier. I want to lead men to Christ. I mean, there is no happiness without Christ. So that's what I want to do. I want to show them, and I would like to show them that through fitness. But my main goal, my number one goal is, I mean, I would love to be a speaker to like young men.
Yeah.
I mean, all ages, but I would like to get a hold of boys whenever they were my age that started down that road, and just let them know what they got in store for them, and what's ahead, and just any way I can. I'm going to be trying to start a website before too long, and that's what it is. It's kind of like it's a meeting place for men to get on there and talk to each other about their problems, talk to each other about their struggles. And then there'll also be, if you want to talk about hunting, you can do that, but just know that everybody is there trying to get better, through fitness, through getting closer to Christ, through your family, because I feel like it'd be a lot easier for men to talk to somebody not face to face, through
Yeah.
like, hey, this is my problem, and then, leave it at that, instead of having to, because men ain't really that, not a lot of men are like that, that just want to sit down and
Chat.
spill what they're super embarrassed about or don't want nobody to know. So I just want to create that space, man. And it's going to be, I want to talk about fitness on there. You can ask any questions you want. You can reach out and get a hold of somebody and talk to them privately if you want to, or through the website or whatever. But that's my goal I'm sitting on right now, is just trying to make that come to fruition.
Love
Nice.
that.
Yeah. No,
I love
that's
that. I love
Go ahead,
that too, because we've talked a lot about community, just how important community is, on accountability, on learning, on being there for each other, that you're not alone. So I love the way you're ending some of the problems that men have, to be able to open up, like you're
Right.
giving them a space to where they can come around and talk, but also it's not too vulnerable, like,
Right. 100%.
yeah, that's
well,
awesome.
and we as men are not. There's not too many examples like that out there. We don't know
Yeah.
how to sit down face to face, really, talk about our feelings or anything like that, because it's just not modeled. It's not in the I don't know, everything we're surrounded by doesn't lend itself to that. It's be a
No.
man, be stoic and tough and angry. Angry's okay, kind of
Yes.
thing. And
Right.
that's just how we shut each other down, and then it's there's no fruit from it.
Yeah.
No, nothing
Like,
comes of that. Nothing good.
Yeah.
I'm like, go cry, like, freaking get it out,
Yeah.
Whoa.
get that
Whoa.
trauma and shut up, Drew. get that trauma out of your body, because you hold on to it.
Yeah.
That was why I drank. I had so much trauma and loss, and I didn't identify it. I just thought this is how I was. And then I learned it was depression, and
Yep.
I had to switch out from drinking to therapy and finally make a change. But like, yeah, it's our minds. It's brutal. Like I'm like sometimes I'm like, God, why'd you make us so complicated? But
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
beautiful as well that we can also experience. We can have so many things that hurt us, so we can like find what actually helps us too. Like
100%.
and have more purpose.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and I agree. Our emotions, our pain, our everything has to go somewhere.
Yeah.
And for me, I deal with fibromyalgia, and that's just what that is, just a diagnosis of unexplained pain. Well, what they've found is just from trauma from the past, and if you stuff it, it still has to go somewhere. So where's it going to
Yeah.
go? If you're not letting it out, where's it going to go? Well, it's going to go internal into the body and stuff like that. And so,
Festers.
man,
Yep.
what's that?
It festers.
Oh yeah, and so I have that, and it's brutal. And until I'm able to release it, through therapies but even getting it out exercise wise, is night and day difference. I mean, I still
Huge.
feel it.
Exercise is huge.
Yeah,
And that's
100%.
all. I mean, that's kind of how it all started for me. Is I was a super emotional young kid, man, and I had back then, of course, this was 40 years ago. There wasn't no such thing as ADD and bipolar. You were just a
Right.
wild kid.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, you're a troublemaker. You know what I'm saying? So like that's how it started with me. And I mean, my earliest recollection was I was 9 years old when I told my dad I wanted to kill myself, and I was 9. You know, and so what happened was, as years progressed, I got tired of feeling like that, and I didn't have no men to talk to me, tell me how to deal with it. So I started turning it into anger. So every time I would feel that way, or I would feel sad, or whatever it was, I would just make myself angry, and then that just turned into, now I got a super bad anger problem, and then drinking to get rid of it. I didn't have nobody to talk to. I mean, my papa was like the original outlaw. He moved next door. He raised me. My dad was he was addicted to pills for a long time from a car wreck, and so he wasn't around. So my formative years was my papa, who's drinking, fighting, shooting people, that kind of stuff. And so that's what it turns into, man. So I want to catch them kids whenever they're younger, 12, 13, 14, man. Just let them know that there's another way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I recently understood that. I was at church the last week, and I just look over at the high school section and just how many of them are what I know that they're up to. I live in a small town,
Right.
and like, and they all know me and they say what's up, but it's like, oh, I remember being that age, being like, yeah, alcohol is cool, and I'm like, it
Yep.
freaking sucks, dude. Like,
It
it's
sucks.
so stupid.
Yeah.
like
Nothing good comes of it.
No, and I hate that it's like so normal and legal. Like years
Yeah.
ago, I had a buddy who was just not drinking, and he's like, dude, he's like doing meth and other drugs. That's easy to get away from because it's illegal, and people are like,
Right.
oh, you're on that, like, or doing that. Let's get you away from it. Drinking, it's like, oh yeah, why wouldn't you?
Right
Like
there.
every commercial and every,
Yep.
it's normal society, and so it's such a hard thing to step away from.
Yeah, and there's very few places you go now that doesn't serve alcohol.
Oh yeah.
It's like an Indian restaurant and church. Like, there's only 2 places, man.
Yep.
Yeah, our
And
church
some
has
churches have
wine.
wine.
Yeah, I got wine in my church. Sorry,
I'm always
church.
like, no, can't do it. I'm recovering.
Yeah, right.
That's right. I got to do the grape juice.
Yeah. I would like to get in front of people. I would actually like to.
Yeah.
Like, this is cool. You can reach a lot of people like this, but man, I'm more of a face to face. I want to meet you and talk to you, and so you can see whenever somebody is in love with the Lord so much, you can see that in them, and that's completely different. Like, so I want people to see that in me, see that coming out in me. Not just words that are being said, but I want them to meet me and to see God coming out of me.
Yeah.
So that's my goal. Is,
Well-
and long story short, is I just want to get in front of people, and that's actually it's a big obstacle. Like, I thought it would be kind of easy, but not very many churches are open to just letting some guy. I mean, it's kind of hard to get into. So I'm kind of just waiting on my spot, man.
Yeah. Absolutely.
No, and I love that too, because like the avenue that we're doing this right now with this podcast is you can reach as many people as
Yes.
whoever chimes in, right? but your heart is, no, I want to go one-on-one. I want to go personal,
Yeah.
which I think that has a lot better, it just shows your heart even that much more, because you don't need the fluff. You don't need
Right.
let me reach as many people. That's not very American of you, James. You're rather, I just want to do one-on-one. And again, I love the mindset. If I could just change one person, that's worth it.
And that,
thing. So, and I
because that one person, you change that one person, and it's cliche, but that one person changes another person. I mean, can you imagine like what you can do just changing one person, that person doing the same thing, like kind of paying it forward? How many people, how many men you can bring to God and just make happier? Like I've always struggled with happiness, like I said, I've been bipolar since I was little. Like I don't really know what joy is. I know what happiness is, but I've never felt true joy. And so, but I'm as happy as I can be and as happy as I can ever be right now because of my life changes, So I just I want to share that with people,
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was worth it.
Yeah. And more often than not, I mean, there's so many stories of people that are life changers, but they had one person in their life come and change their life.
That's it.
And so, I mean, you may be just one-on-one with one person, but you don't know the impact they're going to have on a multitude of people,
That's it.
So
that's the plan.
I love that. Yeah.
Ripple
I love
effect.
that.
Yep.
Well, we're your biggest fan, and we'll help any way we can, for sure.
Thank you.
But back to fitness, because that's why we're here. No, not really. We're not. I mean, yeah, yes and no, right? It's so funny because you kind of have directions you kind of want to go with a podcast or with a guest or whatever,
Right.
and then you get talking, and then it's just like, this is just garbage. Let's just throw this script out.
Yeah.
Let's just free flow this, because it's just, I don't know.
That's awesome. I love that.
Too rote.
I love that.
And we're getting our feet, wet too,
Right.
with all this too. So
hey, this is real. People want this,
Yeah, no,
Yes.
I hope so. I mean, again, Leighton and my mission in all this is not coming from a place of arrival. It's coming to the place of a journey.
Right.
And I feel like you're in that as well. It's like, hey, let's journey together.
Yep.
It'll be messy. It'll be clunky. But what's the alternative? What else is there?
Exactly.
So no, we love the mission that you're bringing to the table. I feel like it's ours as well in one form or another. That's why it's awesome to partner with you. Speaking of partner, I just want to point out, just really
love it, man.
Read it, but some cool dude really had that as his mission. And we lost him.
Oh,
you still there, man?
Oh,
Okay.
there we go. There we go.
Yeah,
now we're good. Hey, did I offend you?
No.
You're like, I'm out of here.
No, that shirt says it all, man. I mean, everybody has demons, and there's a lot of quotes and everything about it now, but man, everybody's got something to fight, so just work harder than that.
Yeah.
Again, it goes back to fighting. I mean, you got to work harder than your demons every day, especially like me. That's a sun up to sundown job, son. So
yeah. No, so was this a mantra of yours, and you decided to put it on a shirt?
man, it was like 3 or 4 in the morning, and I was running, and I couldn't sleep, so I just started running. And dude, the TV was off, and I was just running by myself. The room was kind of half dark, and it just popped in my head. So I jumped off real fast, and I wrote it down on the whiteboard. And then, man, that next day I kind of forgot about it. The next day I went in there, I was like, bro, I told my wife, I was like, that's got to be on the shirt, because that means a lot.
I love it. I've worn this to the gym before, and it got these old guys in there, and it's like, I love that shirt, man.
Yeah.
Where'd you get it?
Yeah. Anytime I wear it, man, I get people give me thumbs up and stuff. Like, that's cool. Cause that's the
Nice.
message, that's powerful,
Oh, dude. Absolutely. I mean, because I think that regardless of belief systems or what, people can read that and identify.
Yeah, 100%.
Totally hit it. So, Hey, by the way, you mentioned you were running at 4 a.m. I pictured you running in the backcountry of Texas where you live. And I'm just like, dude, at 4 a.m., man, you're gonna get killed or something. Treadmill. Oh, treadmill. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
No, if I
That's
go
good
on a
stuff.
night run outside, I usually carry in a pistol because there are some wildcats out here. So
Fair.
Oh, that's awesome. So yeah, Texas, small town, right?
yeah, about 1,500 people. One
Man.
stoplight, literally. Yeah, it's great. There's about 8 churches. It's awesome.
Everybody knows you, right?
Not really, because where we live on the very outskirts of town. So you have a small
Okay.
town. We live on the outside of it, and we're kind of tucked back here around a bunch of ranches, man. And we really stay home. I mean, we just love it out here. It's quiet, and so we really don't go into
Yeah.
town a whole lot. We try to stay away as much
Gotcha,
as we
okay.
can. So
Gotcha.
Well, when you build your home as a sanctuary, it's like, why leave?
that's right.
When it's safe, when
Yeah.
it's great.
I
It's like,
mean,
I don't need a vacation.
I got a gym. I got a little bit of land, so I'm good.
Yeah.
You got your tractor tire.
I got my tractor
Oh,
tire.
Yeah. I so bad want to get one, but I live in a neighborhood. I don't even know where I'd put
That'd be
it,
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh man, I think I just should do it and like just do it up and down my street.
Yeah.
The biggest tire you can find too.
Yeah, exactly. So
I'll come up and help you, Drew.
yeah, and I mean you
We'll
have
get
the wheel inside, right?
Heck no.
No.
Come on, man, that's extra weight.
I look tough. I ain't that tough.
I thought the tractor was attached still. Oh,
That's funny.
James, we kind of just put together some just questions that we had that would, if we were to be like listeners, kind of a thing.
Okay.
So, what would you give to, 2 or 3 takeaways or habits listeners can start today? What would you say, just off the top of your head? I mean, you mentioned consistency, which I mean is huge.
Just start. Look, if you boil it all down and you take away all the noise, all you really have to do is move more and eat less, man.
Mm.
And I hate to dumb it down like that, but it's the truth. I mean, it's
Yeah.
at the end of it, that is just the truth. And that's not an opinion. That's how our bodies work. So
Yeah.
that consistency and, again, like just don't give up because it's coming. I mean, those results are going to come if you push. And if you don't think you're pushing hard enough, push harder. Those results are going to come.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Cool. That's great. I've said that too with like so many people want like this revolutionary news about how to lose weight or whatever. And it's like literally move more, eat less. It's not that hard. Like
Change your
it's
habit,
hard. Don't get me wrong. And then I think people just start and then they just give up so fast. And it's like, just even if you give up, just start the next day. Just start again.
It's
until
simple.
you get it.
It's simple, not easy.
Yeah.
Yes,
there you go.
Simple
I love
concept. It's not easy, and another thing too is you just gotta just wait on that momentum because it gets easier. Everything is hard in the beginning. It gets easier to make those healthier eating choices, to move more. It gets easier. So just get over that hump and just let it get to the easy part because it does.
Yeah. Love it.
That's a good point.
What would you tell someone who might have broken their collarbone in some place like Moab who ruined their summer plans? How do you adapt to situations? I don't know if you know, but I broke my
Leighton,
collarbone.
that's so-
Yeah, I
months
know.
ago,
That's
so.
so
I'll laugh.
specific. I mean,
Okay.
wow.
I seen the video and I laughed. It was kind of gnarly.
Sweet. Good.
Yes.
My nephews all laughed too.
When your breath got knocked out, I was like, bro, that's scary. I know how that feels. I was like, but I couldn't help but laugh at you. I was like,
Oh yeah, because you get it.
Yeah, I laughed
But,
after the
dude-
fact because my first thought was like, oh crap, I gotta carry him out. It's like
Yeah.
carrying an elk.
man,
Thank you.
my only advice would
It's
be
a
is
lot of
like
muscle.
heal, let it heal.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get too worked up or in too much of a hurry. Just let it heal.
Mm.
I mean, you got time.
Yeah, thanks, man. I've been
Yeah.
trying to like.
September.
Okay. I've been trying to like go slow with this and like I want this to heal so I'm not messed up, I can't do shoulder presses
Right.
anymore forever, or anything.
Well, on the podcast too, you was telling Drew that you've been walking a lot, and there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you
Yeah.
do. You're moving more. You're just not able to do CrossFit stuff, but you're still moving.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
And my coach too, I told him about it, and he was like, legs.
Yeah.
Let's do legs.
Yeah,
Like,
do what you
build
can.
it up. Yeah.
Well, you need to go get a car donut tire. Start small, baby.
Hey, they said I could do whatever with my good arm, so that's cool.
There you go.
There you go. There you go. So, hey, for our listeners, James, if somebody heard this and they want to get a hold of you, do you have a way to do that? If they want to talk to you about speaking or whatnot.
Hey, if they just want to ask me a question about their life or alcoholism or anything, I don't care. They can reach out on my Facebook, Instagram, or I'll give them my personal email. They can reach out to me at. So.
Okay. So James Stone, Stone. Perfect.
Yes, sir.
I know where that's at. So we're kind of getting to a point where we could wrap up.
Okay.
So James, we like to ask our guests this, but the funny thing is you're our first guest, so so we want to ask you this. Kind of what Leighton and I want to do with guests is like, hey, you've got your routine, we've got our routine, but what's a challenge you could bestow upon us or give us to do, even if it's just this week? And of course, you got to account for Leighton here, and Gimpy me. But anything off the top of your head?
Yes.
Go steal a tractor tire. I don't care. What is it?
All right. 2 things, man, and that's crazy.
I gotta write this down.
Number 1, 25 burpees a day.
Cool.
You don't have to do them like in succession. Just break them up as much as you can, because to me, burpees is the freaking best exercise in the world, man. That thing will build your cardio engine so fast. That's why everybody hates them. They're so hard.
And right.
25 a day. And then, but the most important one to me, and I know this is going to sound a little off, but every time you walk in back home into your house, you tell every single person there how much you love them.
Mm-hmm.
Every single person in that house, you tell them how much you love them. And watch how it changes. Watch how it changes the dynamic of your family.
Thanks, bro.
That doesn't sound too manly.
It's not.
Oh, it's manly.
It's real manly.
It's manly.
I mean, worldly manly.
There you go.
Yeah. No, I love that. It sounds truly like speaking from experience. Burpees and
burpees,
your family,
man.
your love for sure. So
yeah.
Hey, what's great is CrossFit burpees where you go all the way to the ground. I could do
Right.
those one-handedly. So,
that's why I came up with those for you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, we don't want Hiller on you for not going chest all the way down.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I will. Yeah.
So much strain.
We want to see video of this.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. All right.
That's the second part of the challenge. So you got to proof it.
Proof it, yeah.
Of course, I'm speaking for myself too, but yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, James. Like, this has been an honor to talk to you, and we've been Drew doesn't shut up about how awesome you are, and I got to experience it firsthand. And he'd always call you my buddy James. I'm like, I know who James is, and so now that we've been acquainted, now you're my buddy James.
No,
yeah, man.
You'll always be my buddy James. That's what it's gonna be.
Are you coming to Utah, Leighton?
What? No, I don't
Not
know.
Oh
invited.
man, that'd be cool.
No. Okay, I'll think about it. Drew's like, no,
come on, James. Damn it. Jeez.
By my little brother. Like,
Yeah, there's a reason we live in separate states. No,
now, one of these days we'll all get together. So
sounds good, man.
Well, and I truly feel like this is the start of things, I mean, you get like-minded people together. How could you stop that,
100%.
And then same thing with just giving things to God and letting him work and stuff like that. There's a reason we met. There's a reason why we can grind together and have a relationship together, because we share the same heart, same goals, and same mind. So I mean, there easily could be more to come. In fact, I mean, we'd love to have you on the podcast again.
Yeah.
I'd love to.
Because there's so much more to be
Oh
said.
yeah.
So
Yeah, there is.
Well, and not even if it's not more, like just reminders. Like there's sometimes with other episodes, I'm like, we talked about that. I'm like, well, just constant reminders. This is still truth. So
Right.
yeah, even if you got, you know, more to say about the same subject, you know, it's
I
all
got
good.
you.
But
Anytime, man.
Cool.
I would just whenever you guys need me, I'm here.
awesome.
But yeah,
Thanks.
the beauty of having a guest too is like you've already had the intro and people already know who you are based off of past
Right.
episodes. Then we can move on to deeper subjects or that with with our time. So
I'm down.
Yeah.
you're definitely welcome back anytime. And even if you get an idea in your head and be like, dude, I need to be on the podcast. Come on, bring
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Let us know.
What you
For
want to
sure.
talk about, we'll listen. We'll
Yeah.
walk you through what you're
Hey,
thinking.
you let me talk about fitness and God, and I'll be on here every day.
Sweet.
This might turn it into brothers.
The James
and-
Stone and
Brothers
brothers.
plus one. Yeah, James Stone and brothers. You know?
3 brothers. We'll adopt you. Yeah.
Oh, we can't adopt. Yeah.
There
I
you
mean,
go.
Leighton's adopted, so I mean, why not add another one?
Dang.
All right. Well, with that, thanks guys for listening. Subscribe on Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and go follow James too. See his story. He's got some pretty great content on YouTube throughout, and his socials as well. And yeah, thank you guys. This has
Thank
been
y'all
great.
so much.
Awesome, James. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. See y'all later.
Cheers,
Yeah.
man.